Your friends, the wife of the vampire noble Jean Duchet Godard is murdered in her own home. With the local human authorities unwilling to properly investigate the case, Goddard hires a pair of private detectives known to specialize in supernatural. Tsugaru Shinuchi, a man with a mysterious birdcage, and her partner, Io Rito. The American duo comes from faraway Japan for what purpose? To track down the man who stole both Aya's body and Tsugaru's humanity. This anime has about 13 episodes, premiered July 6th, December 28th, 2023, based off a novel. It is fantasy and mystery. Themes are adult cast, detective, historical, and vampire. Each episode is 22 minutes and is rated R and 70 plus for Bond Super Family. Let's get started into the review. And we are back with another anime review. Here we have Undead Murder Farce, where we have main protagonist Aya, whose head is in a birdcage. Now, you will learn a lot about her backstory when she is first introduced to us as the audience. But I will say, when I first watched this, I was really intrigued because I saw familiar characters that I read in like either stories or seen in musicals. Like you'll hear the classical tale of, you'll see important figures in this anime like Sherlock Holmes and different like stories like Phantom of the Opera and Ares Lupin and many other witty characters that you've seen from like novels and books, and you'll see them adapted into the anime, which is really intriguing at first. I wasn't expecting it, especially for Aya when she does introduce into the story, and we are dealt with moving from the Edo period, like a certain period in Japan where there's still like samurai, and then you have the lovely but witty. Well, I could say, yeah, he's very witty. Very going from the Meiji era period to 19th century France, were two different locations, and where we have the very witful and funny, very funny, Shinichi, to be precise, and when they two meet, the pair meet, they balance each other very well, because, coming from two different humanity, where I feel like for Shinichi, he's known as the Oni Slayer. And you'll know more about that when you first meet him in the first episode, and then Aya's assistant, and made has been her for a long time. But when these three are pair are on stage together, I feel like it's never a dull moment. I think with the show being very dialogue heavy, but you're never bored. I feel like you're solving each murder mystery with them, and I feel like overall, to get the general gist of the present, I feel like in these cases, both of them have lost their humanity. One has lost their humanity in sense of being known as the only killer, which don't go delve into that. And the other one is just literally a talking head, but she's immortal in some instance. And they both, agree to help each other to get both means to an end to help ultimately with their goal while solving supernatural murders in different cases along the way. And I think for someone who has to have the chops of portraying just a head, does a very spectacular job at that. Who needs a body to be animated on a scene where you're just literally a talking head, which is the best part of the anime, I feel like. And I think another positive note that I like about it is because of Shinichi's prowess, being known as the Oni Killer. Not in the sense of the name, but just how he acts on screen and being very helpful to Aya when she's not in the cage, or just being her really lovable, goofy assistant as you have here, and then her maid, who is not one for few words, but besides the anime being very compelling, very mysterious, which I love a good mystery, all the very, good pacing of the story, the setting, the characters, like each case was being shown to us. I felt like I was trying to find and solve the murder along the way, like trying to figure out like who done it type of deal. Especially when I introduced the scenario and my first told me about the vampire's wife who was murdered, I'm like, oh, the butler did it. I'm like, oh, the butler did not do it. Kind of type of scenario. Like you think you picked up all the clues and you think you got it, but then it's always gonna throw you for another twist, which I really liked about the show a lot. Like there's a lot of moving parts that worked really well with each other that captured my attention, and I feel like I was never bored for even a few minutes. I think the characters, when they're on screen with each other, but interactions very thorough, very smooth. And I feel like it's taking well where they can make poke fun at each other, especially other characters, without it being taken too seriously. But I think overall this is a good like murder mystery anime based on supernatural properties that I liked a lot. I really do hope that we do our promise the second season because the way it ended. But if not, the first season was lovely within itself. And I can't wait to see if they do hopefully announce the second season, because I thoroughly love to see these witty characters come back on screen again. I definitely give this anime an 8 out of 10. I do hope to see them coming back, because I definitely want to see if they truly do find Aya's body and restore our only killer's humanity. But until then, tune in for another anime review. Definitely check out Undead Murder Farce if you haven't already, and let me think down in the comments below, and I'll see you soon for an anime review. Until then, bye.